Okay, so hello, my name is Sigalit Bechler. I'm a data scientist at Intuit. I would like to present today a work I've conducted on data collected from the darknet, courtesy of Kela, looking for traces of a major cyber attack. So May 2017, one of the worst cyber attacks in history took place. The WannaCry ransomware attacked over 200,000 computers globally, shutting down manufacturing plants Renault and Nissan, German railways system, and UK NIH hospitals. Once a computer is affected by this ransomware, all data files are encrypted. And unless you have a really good backup, the only way to get your data back is by paying a ransom of $300 within 3 days in Bitcoin to the attackers. So the attack could be traced back a few months earlier to late 2016, when a hacker group called Shadow Broker managed to break into the NSA cyber offensive unit and steal some of their attacking tools. After failing to sell these tools, they released them to the public. One of those tools, Eternal Blue, uses a vulnerability in the SMB protocol, which is normally used for file transfer between computers within an organization. It starts spreading through the darknet in the middle of April, just a couple of weeks before the attack actually occurred. Then another hacker group, adopts this tool and pair it with the ransom and creates the WannaCry. WannaCry spread globally through SMB. I was looking for footprints of this attack within darknet posts and discussions, specifically looking at SMB-related posts, and try to define a method for finding such an attack. So a word about the darknet. The darknet is a parallel network composed of 1,000 volunteer nodes running the Tor protocol, the onion router, which encrypts the IP address of the source and the destination. Makes it an untraceable environment, which is perfect for all illegal activities. As a black market, this is also a very extremely noisy environment to extract data from. I based my research on data extracted by Kela, which provides an ongoing research for finding the most valuable sources of information so they can provide their clients the most accurate information about an possible upcoming attack. So the data set included 200,000 darknet posts spread over 7 months, starting at January 2017. I analyzed SMB-related protocols, SMB-related posts, and SSH-related posts as a control group. The data included the post date, the post attacks, and the darknet forum in which the post was posted. It comes with multiple languages, URL, and codes. So just as a way of validating the notion that there are footprints of an upcoming attack within the darknet, I looked at the volume of specific words related to this attack. Shadow Broker, Exploit, and Eternal Blue. I also looked at the post containing links to other darknet sites. As you can see on the left side, you can see these measures for SMB-related posts and for SSH-related posts. Obviously, the darknet held the information about... Obviously, the darknet held the information of the upcoming attack 2 weeks before the attack actually occurred. So this is a no-brainer. I knew what exactly to look for. An unsupervised manner to do something like that would be a massive entity extraction and building ontology and look for anomalies over there. I took another approach. Under the assumption that when something like a major attack is about to happen, I would expect to see that the whole hacker community are discussing the same topics. And assuming that, I would expect to see a few dominant group of discussions where most of the posts are contained within, rather than many small discussions with a small portion of topics within. So an interesting way to do that is a connectivity analysis. So what I did, I took a week of data, collected all the posts within this week, represent each post by its words frequencies, defining a graph out of this matrix by just multiplying this matrix with its transpose. And now, when I have a graph representation, I can apply a connected component analysis. And the connectivity measure is the number of connected components, the component size, the normalized connected components quantity, and the mean scalar multiplication. And then I perform it in a sliding window manner, and this is the result. Here you can see on the top graph, you can see the average scalar multiplication. On the lower graph, you can see the number of components and the largest component size. As you can see, when Eternal Blue was released, we can see peak in the correlation or scalar multiplication between the posts. You can see that the number of components the components is decreased. It's in a minima. And you can see that the larger components contains most of the posts. So this is a very interesting because this is very interesting thing because you can see that 2 weeks before the attack actually occurred, there are traces in the darknet, and also you can see here another attack, the NotPetya. Another analysis I performed was dividing the data in 2 weeks into different time intervals and build the distribution of the post between the different darknet forums, arriving in a matrix of n time interval and k darknet forums. Applying TSNE in order to visualize it and reduce the dimension, I arrive at this picture. On the left side, you can see the SMB. On the right side, you can see the SSH. And you definitely can see that there are two outliers on posts related to SMB that are exactly the attack and the Eternal Blue release dates. Similar analysis could be done on the language distribution. And here you can also see two outliers on the SMB, which corresponds, one of them corresponds to the release of the Eternal Blue. So my conclusion is using the connectivity approach to detect emerging dominant discussion can serve as a possible predictor to upcoming attacks.